thrust deep into my throat and make me choke. What to know about gag reflex? The main purpose of a gag reflex is to contract the throat to prevent a person from choking. A gag reflex is a normal, healthy response. However, in some people, the gag reflex might be oversensitive. In these cases, it may cause a problem when a person is brushing their teeth, visiting the dentist, or engaging in oral knacking with someone with a joystick. In this video, I explore the gag reflex in more details, including the techniques that people can use to desensitize it. A gag reflex or pharyngeal reflex is a normal bodily response. It prevents swallowing by contracting the pharynx. The pharynx is the passageway from the mouth and nose into the esophagus, the food pipe, the tube that connects the throat to the stomach. In some cases, some persons may gag extremely hard. When this occurs, it can cause stomach spasms, leading to a feeling of nausea or a person vomiting. Two types of stimuli can trigger a gag reflex: somatogenic and psychogenic. A somatogenic stimuli is one that physically makes direct contact with a trigger point. In relation to oral trigger points, this may be a large piece of food or foreign object. The activation of a trigger point causes nerve signals to pass to the brain, which then signals to the pharynx to contract. In this instance, the gag reflex is an attempt to prevent a person from choking or swallowing something potentially dangerous. Although trigger points in the mouth may vary, a gag reflex will typically occur when something stimulates the base of the tongue, the uvula, or the tonsil area. Some people may gag from a very gentle touch on a trigger point, while others may be able to tolerate a more intense sensation before gagging. A psychogenic stimulus is a mental trigger that causes a person to gag. Generally, a psychogenic stimulus is a response to disgust. Therefore, a person may gag when experiencing an unpleasant thought. Physical and mental stimuli can be separate events or happen at the same time. A person may, therefore, also gag due to certain events like sights, sounds, and smells. This combination of psychogenic and somatogenic stimuli can explain why some people can gag only under some circumstances. For example, a person may not gag when engaging in their own oral hygiene, but might gag when a dentist performs it due to multiple triggers being present at the dentist's office. These may include anxiety about the procedure, the dentist touching physical trigger points, the taste of the dentist's gloves, and the sound of dental tools. As the main reason why a gag reflex occurs is to prevent a person from choking, it is not advisable to try stopping it. It may also take years of physical and mental training to stop a gag reflex. However, it is possible that some people have no gag reflex, have a high threshold to physical trigger points, or are yet to face a sensation extreme enough to cause them to gag. Instead of trying to stop their body's natural response, a person with a sensitive gag reflex may consider using techniques to desensitize or pause it when necessary. Some of these techniques include acupuncture. A 2015 study suggests that acupuncture may help alleviate a sensitive gag reflex in a short time. Acupressure involves putting pressure on certain parts of the body to encourage it to heal and self-regulate. And other studies suggest that applying pressure to the palm may change a person's trigger point. Anecdotal evidence also suggests that if a person closes their left hand over their left thumb and apply gentle pressure, it may stop them from gagging. Toothbrush. A person may desensitize their gag reflex by accustoming their trigger point in their mouth to touch. One technique that a person can try is taking their toothbrush and slowly moving it towards the back of their tongue until they feel close to gagging. They can then brush that area for 15 to 30 seconds. A person should attempt to do this process twice a day until they no longer feel the urge to gag from that area. At this point, they can slightly move their toothbrush back further and repeat the process. A sensitive gag reflex at the dentist can make the experience difficult for both the person and the dentist. A 2016 study looking at people getting molds of their teeth notes that applying local anesthetic to the impression material can decrease a person's gag reflex. A 2017 study looking at the gag reflex in children suggests that distracting them with a counting game may reduce their gag reflex response. Relaxation techniques. A person may consider using relaxation techniques to reduce their risk of gagging. For instance, they can try meditative behaviors such as controlled breathing and mindful thinking. Gagging is the natural body's reaction to prevent a person from choking or consuming something unpleasant. A person may gag due to a physical stimulus, such as an object touching a sensitive point or part in their mouth. Alternatively, they may gag due to a mental stimulus, such as a grotesque thought. In some cases, physical and mental stimuli may occur simultaneously. A person with a sensitive gag reflex may consider techniques such as acupuncture, acupressure, relaxation, or gradually desensitizing their gag reflex by brushing their teeth or the back of their tongue with a toothbrush. So when you battle with gag reflex, you have some solutions, but it is a natural occurrence and it is not advisable to try to stop it. Just know your limits and deal with that. And as usual, I hope this video is helpful. I still remain your girl, Gracious Choma, and I'm going to see you next time in my next video. Bye.